So number 13, investment and saving options. What all are there? So answer lies simply in, I would say, in the simplicity only. 5 bases and 5 basics are to be covered. The 5 bases: term plan insurance, disability insurance, medical insurance, professional indemnity insurance, and an emergency fund. These are the 5 bases you need to keep covered every time. Every time. And the 5 basics: for debt, you need PPF. For balance, you need NPS, National Pension Scheme. For equity, you have equity mutual funds. Hedge, gold in the form of SGB, and HESBA, high earning savings bank account, be it in a private bank account, of course, private banks only, not nationalized banks. If done properly, these 5 are more than enough. More than enough. Some would say, why not debt mutual funds? Why not hybrid mutual funds, which come by the name of balanced advantage funds? Why not gold ETF at number 4? Why risking your money in private banks? Let me just give you out answers for all these. There is a common saying in market, when it comes to investment, even by the biggest, you can say, investors like Warren Buffett and many others: never put all your eggs in one basket. It is as simple as that. All eggs are not to be put in one basket. If you put in debt mutual fund also, balanced mutual fund also, gold ETF also, equity is already in mutual fund, then all the money is in market. Where are you having the advantage of? You can say different assets in different asset class, or different money in different asset class. Need to understand that part very clearly. Secondly, the aim is that each investment should give you at least 10%. That is the basic inflation that we talk about. PPF gives you 10.1. You will say, no, it gives 7.1. I know. It gives 7.1, but that is tax-free. If you have to compare that with mutual fund, that mutual fund also gives 6.5, 7.5. That is before tax. If you have calculated in the same vein, parameter-wise, calculate PPF also in the same vein. Before tax is 10.1, just for a presumption. 10.1 and 30% will give you 7.1. Hybrid, National Pension Scheme, it is anyways giving 11, 12, 13. Equity, we know sky is the limit, 12, 15, 18, 20, depending on your small exposure. Hedge in the form of gold. Gold is a traditionally, you can say, asset which has given returns every time. It is one asset which is an international asset. And when it is in the form of sovereign gold bonds, it is tax-free. PPF is tax-free. Look at those assets which are tax-free. National pension system is 60% tax-free. You're paying tax only on equity mutual funds. Think that to LTCG. Think again. Debt mutual funds are chargeable as per your slab. Same for the balanced mutual funds. And then you don't have a security of all eggs in one basket. Which brings me to the number 5 point, HESBA. Now, small finance banks give you high returns. Even for the saving bank account, they give you 7.5, 7.25, 7.15, 7.5 also. Oh, Jeevan changes interest today. 7.5 above 5 lakhs. Some would say, private bank is not safe. National bank is safe. I'm sorry. Every bank is safe and unsafe if it is a legitimate son and daughter of RBI. All nationalized and private banks are legitimate sons and daughters of RBI. If you have a 5 lakh coverage in a state bank, you have a 5 lakh coverage in any small finance banks also. The question is not that. The question is, these days banks don't die. They are either merged, acquired, you can say coalesced in the bigger entity. Remember Yes Bank? The fiasco that happened on 5th March 2020, just before the lockdown. They gave a moratorium of 28 days. 16th March, the bank was restored to normalcy in 11 days. Whereas a PMC bank fiasco that happened in November 2019, 4 months before that, that has still not been restored because it is a cooperative bank. And majority, 98 to 97% of cooperative banks are not regulated by RBI. In fact, they are not banks also. They are societies who have named themselves as banks. We talk of banks, there were 23 banks. Now they have been merged by Nirmala ji and made into 20 or 13 or 14 banks. There are another 14, 15 private banks. So practically maybe around 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 nationalized and private banks. But how many are cooperative banks? 1,548 cooperative banks. And those are unregulated. If you want to risk your money in that, your choice. But in any bank which is regulated by RBI, be it a small finance bank, be it a full bank, you are safe. Second thing, a bank like AU Small Finance Bank, it completed its 5 years operation of being a small finance bank in 2021. It never changed its name from small finance to full bank. Either we are happy in that, getting more business, giving more returns. So think of your emergency fund to be kept in your HESBA in that sense. So which company provides disability insurance? Almost every company. Term plan, when you buy, you can say a portion of that, you can say as a rider, you can buy a disability insurance as well. For a dentist, for anyone, of course, it is important. For a dentist, his hands and legs are more important because we work via these only. The skill is in here. So you need to be covered for any kind of fiasco. Can you avail 24B, which enables us for 2 lakh housing loan? Yes, you can. You can. But it is not related to your 50 lakh or ITR 4. It is related to your OTR. NTR, OTR, both possible in ITR 3 or 4 or 1 or 2. The question is, you are following OTR or NTR. If you're following NTR, you will not get a deduction. If you're following OTR, any return, 1, 2, 3, 4, you will get a housing loan deduction. Dr. Dilip, I hope I answered your query. So these 5 are good enough. Good enough in that sense. Now, I'll give you a cycle, how much one should invest. A 0 to 3 years in practice, who will say, I have not much to invest. He should be aiming for at least tax saving. Now I'm talking from the OTR point of view, which is my preferred way. Put in 1.5 lakh in ATC or PPF plus ELSS, equity linked saving schemes, or you can say tax saving mutual funds. ELSS is nothing but tax saving mutual funds. Ratio of 1:2 or 50 plus 1 lakh, or you can say put full in PPF, your choice. Put in definitely in NPS. NPS, anyone above 18 needs to start immediately. Even for your sons and daughters, if you have above 18, please start that. Up to 25K in medical insurance and term plan, 25K of gold, minimum 10% of your portfolio should have gold exposure. And that too, preferably in sovereign gold bonds. And of course, open up a joint account in savings bank account in post office. You'll get an additional deduction of 7,000 for the first holder in a post office joint account. 7,000 on the savings bank account interest over and above your 10,000 of 80 DTA. Just a simple way of calculating. People say, how much is the corpus required if somebody was to, you can say, if somebody was to think in that sense, how much is the corpus required? If you have 2 credit cards, I guess that can be considered as emergency fund instead of blocking your money labeled as emergency fund. I'm not sure you can call that as an emergency fund. That is a debt. That is a debt. And you get only a 50-day period, Dr. Rahul. Never ever count credit card as a, you can say, prized asset. It is finally at the end of the day debt. And to me, it is a banker's son is saying you, it is the worst form of debt. Where are you blocking your money? I told you to keep your money in a HESBA, high earning savings bank account, which is giving you 7 lakh, 7.5, 7.25%. 7% plus. Is it blocking your money? 7% is blocking your money. Think about it again. Think about it again. That is why I said, please listen with an open mind. You will understand. So people ask me how much you should be looking at. Somebody who is starting practice, somebody who is, you can say, in the middle road, somebody who say settled way. If you were to retire today, today, 5 to 6 years is good enough. Where should that come from? See, if you are putting in 1.5 lakh, 35 years, 7.1 interest, you get a corpus of 2 crores and 26 lakhs just from one asset. NPS, putting in 5,000 per month, annually 60,000 for 25 years. Now NPS you can get as late as up to 75 years of age. Earlier the cutoff was 60 years, 65, 70. Now it is 75 years. You can take that money. For 25 years, they put in 50,000 only or 60,000 only, 5,000 per month. See the corpus. Maturity amount is 2,46,000, 2 crores and 46 lakhs. Two investments have already given you, previous have given you 226. 470 is already done and dusted out of that 5 and 6. Now, monthly investment of 2 SIPs in 2,000 rupees each. Just 2 SIPs. 2,000 rupees per month. 2 into 2, 4,000 rupees per month. 48,000 rupees annually. The condition is 30 years. All of us can afford at least 4,000 rupees per month. What is the corpus you're going to get? 1 crore and 41 lakhs. What was the previous amount number? 470. 140. 6 crore plus already. 3 investments only. Bare minimum amount. 5,000 a month. 4,000 a month. This 1.5 lakh is practically how much? 12,000 a month. 12,000, 5,000, 4,000. Sorted. The condition is 25 to 30 years. People don't start. Why are they finding things lucrative as more attracting? Is because they lose out on time. They lose out on time. Time is the most valuable asset in finance. We need to understand that. Time lost never comes back in finance. And I've just covered 3. Not even talked SGB, not even talked HESBA or anything else. 3 to 10 years in practice. Next aim should be minimum 5 lakhs per year. Middle road. Not try tax savings, try for wealth creation also. Put in 1.5 in 80C, PPF, or you can say mix of that, whatever your choice. NPS, bases and basics covered in 50K. SGB quantity increased to 50K. Open up your account if you have not opened in post office. Now we increase our SIP from 4,000 to 10,000 a month. Time period is same, returns are same. See the corpus. 3.5 CR. Just from 10,000 per month. The only thing is discipline for 30 years. Difficult to do. Discipline is definitely difficult to do. We are still lured by cryptocurrencies, F&Os, share market. See, I am not against share market or F&O or whatever. Please understand, it is not. If you are doing those things without proper knowledge, then that is gambling. Pure gambling. If you're relying on hearsay, you're not relying on your own knowledge. Data without analysis is gambling. So don't do into that. Secondly, share market. How many have you seen part-time traders that their market runs from 9:15 to 3:30? If your clinic seriously has a problem, then you indulge in share market in the morning and do practice in the evening. Because it is like this. You're glued to the screen like this. You miss a beat and you lose a few thousands and lakhs sometimes. Never ever, you can say, slap anyone who says that stock market is a part-time profession. Slap him hard. It is a full-time profession. There is no doubt about it. If you have time, if you have the knack, if you're free in the mornings, please go ahead. I'm not against it, but what I'm trying to say and tell to you is that these basics are going to give you enough corpus. The only thing is you require discipline to stick to them. 10 plus years, aim for 10 to 15 lakh. Rohit, I think the screen is okay. Maybe network issue on your side, Rohit, probably. Because the screen is visible, you can say to me also on the FB page, I can see it on the screen very, very well in the clear way. So now the wealth creation is the aim for 10, 15 years. Put in PPF, put in, if you have a girl chat, put in Sukanya, put in more in equity, put in more in NPS, put in more in there. Your aim should be to spend 10 to 15 lakhs on your investment. You may get a deduction for 2.5 to 3 lakhs only. But wealth creation comes through tax saving only. NTR doesn't give you this kind of luxury of having the corpus. Now, if you increase your SIP to 17,000 per month, time period interest rate remains same. I've taken interest on the lower side. You get more returns than this. 6 CR only from one asset class. Sorted. Sorted. How much was the amount when we calculated debt and equity and everything? Remember? When we were calculating, I put in PPF, I put in NPS, I put in equity. 12,000, 4,000, 5,000, like that, 17, 18, 19,000. We're putting 17 only, getting at almost the same number, which the combined was there. This is the power of having tax-free assets in your portfolio. People run behind share market. No doubt they might give good return. People run behind everything in mutual funds. That is stupidity. That is stupidity. Even in dentistry, you know that. Basics are the key. If you don't do your basics right, you will not get results. It's as simple as that.